Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel GMB. Today, I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The Chase host, Bradley Walsh, was left red-faced after he forgot the name of a star-studded contestant during the latest episode of Beat the Chasers. The 65-year-old, who's renowned for hosting the ITV quiz show, returned to our screens on Sunday, September 7th for the game show's spin-off, Beat the Chasers, when he forgot a past contestant. As Ruby from Bristol battled against Sean Wallace, Ann Hegarty, Paul Sinha, Jenny Ryan, Dara Ennis, and Mark Labette, the host was compelled to sheepishly confess, "I don't know what day it is." This occurred after the contestant faced the question, which lyric from the song Jingle Bells forms the title of an Arnold Schwarzenegger film? The choices were Dashing Through the Snow, Jingle All the Way, or Oh What Fun It Is, reports the Express. Ruby correctly answered Jingle All the Way and bagged herself 3,000 pounds, edging her nearer to the jackpot. As the studio crowd burst into cheers, this momentary triumph led the center man to disclose it's Jamelia's favorite film. And to his astonishment, a baffled Bradley replied, "Who?" The host repeated, "Whose favorite?" prompting Paul to answer, "The singer Jamelia." As Bradley continued sharing his confusion, the chaser snapped, "You didn't say who's Jamelia when she played on the Christmas Chase and stood next to you." Then Bradley faced the chuckling studio crowd and admitted, "I don't know what day it is. I tell you, I'm just like a bumbling fool going through life. I don't know how I made it this far." Before carrying on with the quiz show, he quipped, "Now that I'm in my 40s, it's very difficult to remember things." Jamelia, who dominated the charts with her hits Superstar and Thank You in the early 2000s, appeared on the celebrity version of The Chase back in 2012. During the charitable Text Santa special, she battled alongside Lorraine Kelly, Craig Charles, and Dom Jolie, with Paul as their chaser. They successfully managed to secure 20,000 pounds for charity. This follows Bradley's admission that he's growing more belligerent with age and refuses to agree to things he doesn't fancy doing. The 65-year-old remains incredibly busy with a jam-packed diary, although he confesses he attempts to take as much time off as he can. Reflecting on his 4-decade career, he explained to My Weekly magazine, "People say to me, you never stop working. But here's the thing, and I tell every young performer this, if you enjoy the job you do, you will never do a day's work in your life. It's as simple as that. I try and have as much time as possible off, but I just love what I do." The lights blazed across the studio. Cameras rolled, and the familiar hum of anticipation filled the set of The Chase. Bradley Walsh, as always, was in his element, charming, cheeky, and effortlessly quick with his wit. But tonight, something unusual stirred in the air. A moment that would leave both contestants and viewers talking long after the credits rolled. The episode had begun smoothly. 4 contestants sat poised, eyes glimmering with hope of taking home thousands. Bradley cracked his usual jokes, teasing one contestant about her obsession with collecting porcelain teapots and another about his uncanny resemblance to a young Sean Connery. Laughter flowed easily, as it always did when Bradley was steering the ship. But midway through the second round, as the first contestant stepped up to face the chaser, Bradley found himself pausing, longer than usual. The question card in his hand trembled slightly as he read the next query. Which British monarch was the last to be buried at Westminster Abbey? The contestant thought carefully, offering their answer with confidence. Bradley turned to confirm the result, but for a split second, his mind went completely blank. He forgot not only the answer, but even the next line in the scripted cue. The studio went silent, cameras frozen, audience holding their breath. Murdered Bradley as he stared at the screen behind him. A nervous chuckle escaped his lips. "You know what? I've completely forgotten what I was supposed to say next." It was such a rare break in the polished professionalism of The Chase that even the chaser looked startled. Ann Hegarty raised her eyebrow from across the floor, smirking. "Don't worry, Brad," she quipped. "It happens to the best of us." The audience erupted in laughter. The tension dissolved. Bradley placed his hands on his hips, shaking his head at himself. Then, with a sigh, he admitted something he rarely spoke of. "Truth is," he said softly, his voice more genuine than usual. "I'm not as sharp as I once was. My memory, well, sometimes it's not quite what it used to be." The candid admission hung in the air. For years, Bradley Walsh had been the lively, unflappable face of the show. To see him reveal a glimpse of vulnerability was both touching and humanizing. Contestants leaned forward, visibly moved. But Bradley, never one to dwell too long in seriousness, quickly lightened the mood. "Mind you," he added with a grin, "it's probably because I was up all night watching Only Fools and Horses reruns. Priorities, right?" The audience roared again, and the spell was broken. The game resumed. Questions fired, answers vallied, and the chaser pressed on. Yet the moment lingered, a rare reminder that even the most seasoned of presenters could falter, could forget, and could laugh at themselves in the process. As the credits rolled that evening, viewers took to social media, praising Bradley not for his usual quick wit, but for his honesty. "That's why we love him," one fan wrote. "Bradley Walsh is real. He's one of us." And maybe, just maybe, that rare admission, born out of a forgetful moment, was what made him more unforgettable than ever.